Hi, this is Erin from BlossyB. Welcome to my channel. The plan for this video is to make some custom earrings for a friend going to a special event. And to do that, I'm going to listen to what she wants with colours, findings, shapes and style, and try and make her dream earrings a reality. Creating custom pieces is my favourite thing. I love working with people to make sure that they get jewellery or home decor that is exactly what they want, the right colours, the right textures, just everything is perfect for them, custom made for them. And I take great pride in making sure that they are never, ever going to risk walking into a room or having the same item as anybody else, because every single one of my pieces are one-off pieces. They are unique. They are made just that one time in that one design, and that's the end. So we had a lovely chat, and I found out the event she was going to is with this incredible organisation that she's been volunteering with for some time, and they're called Share the Dignity. Now, before I tell you much more about this organisation, you can probably tell already that their colour is pink. And so what I'm doing is I am mixing up some resin with gorgeous pink glitter, because this event that she's going to is with this organisation, and her brief to me, she wants pink and sparkly, and it is my absolute pleasure to make that dream come true. I wanted to share with you what this organisation is all about, and I'm going to use their own words because they put it so beautifully. They believe that everyone deserves to be afforded the dignity that so many of us take for granted, and their work directly benefits those in crisis experiencing period poverty. Share the Dignity is a women's charity in Australia that works to make a real difference in the lives of those experiencing homelessness, fleeing domestic violence, or doing it tough. They distribute period products to women, girls, and anyone who menstruates who needs support. When someone is doing it tough, the last thing on their mind should be dealing with their period. I know for myself, and perhaps for many of you watching this is not something we've ever had to consider. We have been very privileged and very lucky, and I'm so proud of my friend that she volunteers with this organisation, because we need to lift each other up. So I love the fact that their slogan, or the way they talk about their volunteers, they call them sheroes. And they like to say, not all heroes wear capes. Our sheroes wear pink. So, as we discussed it was an amazing opportunity to get the pink out and let her choose. So we talked about we could add colour to the earrings using either glitter or pigment or a combination of the two. And that's what we ended up doing. When I am helping someone with a custom order, I really like to show them other earrings, in this case, that I've made before. So we got out lots of different trays of earrings, and she went through and showed me some of the shapes she liked and some of the styles. And then we talked about things like, does she want a chunkier glitter? Does she want a subtle look? Does she want it quite bold? Things like that. What colour findings does she want? How long should they be? You know, do you want long sort of statement earrings, big statement earrings, or do you want something that's, you know, a little bit more daytime wear? And so we worked out that ideally it would be fantastic to get some of these large teardrop shapes to wear to a special event, and this was going to be, a dress-up event, and that they would be able to swing and sparkle and catch the light. And then she also had a number of other events that she would be going to, that we could come up with a combination of really pretty styles. Like, she loved some heart-shaped earrings that I've made before, so I'm using those in the mould. She also loved some smaller sort of styles as well. So all of the moulds that I've got out in front of me are ones that I felt would fit those criteria for her. Now, the first lot of glitter that I've used was a really chunky glitter. And then this lot is a very fine holographic glitter. So I'm doing both. Now, I haven't mentioned the resin that I'm using. I am waiting for my wonderful supplier from River Art Resin to send me some faster curing resin. At the moment, I've just got their deep pour, which is beautiful, but I needed something a little bit different for this. The only other resin I had quickly on hand was the Anko brand, and so that's what I'm using, and it turns out beautifully. It is an expensive product to use if you're making larger things, but for things like this, it's brilliant. You just pick it up from Kmart and it mixes up beautifully, degasses beautifully, and off you go. So as I'm making the earrings, I'm very conscious that a lot of these have got those 90-degree angles around the edges, and that's where bubbles like to live. And so I do periodically just take a little tool, whether it's a toothpick or a little silicone tool, and I run that around the edge of the mould and around the edge of the posts that are going to make the holes, and that helps release any bubbles. So here I've decided to go for a little bit of a gradient look. I had showed her some earrings that I've made in the past where I have layered the colours, and she really liked that effect. And so what I've done is I've put in these ones, I've put the glitter at the top, and then this beautiful pink glossy mica powder at the bottom. And then I go on to flip that, and I've got some others where I put the mica powder at the top and the glitter at the bottom. When I make custom orders, the idea for me is that they only may want one pair of earrings, but I want to give them lots of choices. I want them to feel pampered and special, and that they've got options. And so I usually make at least a dozen or more pairs of earrings for them to choose from, because sometimes I might, have an idea that they haven't considered yet, or they may have given me an idea when we're talking and I think, oh, I could run with that idea a little bit more. And also sometimes until they hold those earrings up to their ears, you really don't know if it's going to be the ones or not. Now, that little blue mould down the front is something a little bit different. That is a holographic mould. And I wanted to give her some options out of this mould, because I know she loved the idea of that when she's out at this event, and there's lights and sparkles and everything, and she's got that movement and you get that extra sparkle. So these will give you sparkle plus, plus, plus. So it's all about the sparkle and the pink. And yeah, so it's just so exciting to be able to do this for someone, and knowing, the event they're going to. I was also very lucky that not only did I have their website to look at to help me with the colours, but she also brought over her volunteer uniform and also the outfit she was going to be wearing. And I love it when I can actually match my colour palette with their colour palette, and that I know we're going to be on the right track. So with just the teeniest last little bit of resin left, I always go ahead and use up the teeniest, tiniest amounts in these little parts of the mould. So I find, every now and then someone will also be like, oh, yeah, I want to go a little bit delicate. So, and whatever the person doesn't like and keep, I've then got for other people to look at. So, demoulding time. I did see these on my Estoyo resin heating mat, and they cured overnight. They cured beautifully. I've had to do zero trimming, zero anything really, and they are all looking so pretty. At this stage, I was just so excited because I'm starting to think that I might have achieved the look. I have had custom orders in the past where I've demoulded and I've been like, yeah, this is not doing it. And I've redone the whole thing and switched it up a bit. But look at the sparkle on these. So these are the holographic ones coming out, and they really show up well in this blended design. They just have that extra oomph to them. Look at that. Oh, just love them. Now, these ones, I know I have already helped her out in the past with this exact shape and size, and I know that she really likes this medium size of these ones for work and, more day-to-day things. So I was very excited to see how pretty they looked. And I'm loving the contrast between the chunky glitter and the fine holographic glitter, and then the mica powder. I think that's given us a lot more options and a lot more just different looks. These ones are quite large and chunky, and these are huge statement earrings. You really do wear these when you want to be noticed. The other thing I like to do is find out what does she wear silver, does she wear gold, or a mix? In this case, the answer is silver. And does she like to have her earrings as hooks or as studs? Does she like them just as straight dangles, or does she like the little toppers? And so it's really a great opportunity to customise these to exactly what she wants. Some people are very conscious of the length of the drop of their earrings. They don't want them to, hit their shoulder. Look at the sparkle on that one. I love those. They're so gorgeous. And so it's always really nice to be able to help them out in this way, because if you're buying earrings just from a department store or online, sometimes it's really difficult to know. But I have those little earring try-on sticks, and so when she was in with me looking at my other earrings that I've made in the past, she's able to hold different styles up to her ears, and she can tell straight away how they will sit, how low they dangle, how they work with her hair and things like that. So I did have a little bit of resin left over, and I did end up making these rounded triangle ones because I kind of like that shape myself. And, if there's leftover resin, well, what can you do? You do the best you can and perhaps sneak some of your own in there. So that's the difference there I'm showing you between the chunky glitter and the fine holographic glitter. There is a real difference to them both. So just depends what people want, and it depends, you know, how glittery and sparkly. So after getting all of those out, I did send her a quick photo and just say, are we heading in the right direction? And I got a big thumbs up, for which I was very grateful. And so now it's time to go ahead and turn these pieces into these beautiful earrings. So we mentioned that she likes silver findings, so I've got out my boxes of silver findings, and as you may have seen in previous videos, I like to keep my findings very organised. I keep them in the diameter size, and then within the diameter size I have them in the wire gauge size. And so I'm showing you here that I'm taking into consideration the width of the earring. That is what's going to determine the diameter of the findings that you're using, because you can choose the, you know, cutest, finest little jump rings, and they just won't go through. You've got to be realistic. The other thing that I have in my mind is that I want these to move freely. I want them to dangle and dance and just, you know, have that lovely movement that helps create that sparkle. And so I have gone up a size than I would use if I wanted a more fixed look, because I want these to really move freely for her. So I'm using 2 pairs of pliers, and I am opening my jump rings by not pulling them apart, but by splitting them apart front to back. And the reason we do that is we don't want to stretch that metal, and we want to close them as tight as possible so we don't risk losing any of our pieces. And so I've got this little display rack in the back that I ordered from Timo a little while ago. I showed you in a video, and it's really lovely for me to be able to sit pieces on as I'm working, just to keep an eye on the symmetry. I like everything to be very aligned and the same. You don't want to risk having a pair of earrings with different findings, or, you know, just the hook's not the same or anything like that. It's tacky. I don't like that. I like them to be, I really appreciate symmetry, and I want them to look as beautiful as possible. And at the whole time I'm thinking about what they're going to look like on my friend's ears. How are they going to sit? How are they going to hang? What are they going to look like from the side, the front, and so on. So I'm really happy with how these are looking. They are coming up beautifully. And so I'm going to go ahead and speed up as I go through, because you don't really need to watch me do the same thing over and over again. But let's just talk about jewellery findings for a moment. It's really critical that you use the best quality findings that you can purchase in the price range that you are working within. Now, if I had my way, everything I used would be beautiful, you know, solid silver or gold. I wish. But that's not the market that I'm working in. So what I do is I make sure that I have either stainless steel or steel fitting fixtures and fittings that are nickel free, that they are low allergenic, and that they are in a gauge, you know, in a thickness and a diameter that is going to give strength, but also still be feminine and pretty and, you know, hang nicely. I tend to buy in bulk, and I always keep, you might have seen in my little findings trays, where possible, I keep all of the original purchase information. So where I bought them from, the price per item, that helps me with my costings. And I also try and keep, you know, when I bought them, and where possible, you know, if I find a product that I love and that is consistent and that I'm really happy to work with, then I just reorder from that company. And I will show you my earring collection one day. Not my personal earring collection, the ones that I've made over the last couple of years. I don't really sell them. I want to. I have a little bit in the past at markets, but I don't have a lot of confidence, and, you know, there's some self-esteem issues and things like that, and a bit of social anxiety tied up with it. So they get put on trays and they get put in a cupboard, and very few people ever get to see them. But it was lovely getting them out for my friend and showing her. And I am not fibbing when I tell you I probably have thousands of pairs. And when you have thousands of pairs of earrings that you've made, you need thousands and thousands of findings. I also like to have a variety of earring hooks, because some people prefer, you know, different ones. I like to have earring hooks that are front facing and side facing, and if you don't know the difference, I can, you know, drop me a note in the comments and I can explain that. If you have them one way, you actually reduce the amount of findings you need to use, because you're adding your hook directly to the jump ring through the earring, whereas I'm using a system where you use 2 jump rings. So there we go, we've finished, and I'm just going to show you the 3 different types of earrings we've ended up with. So the pair I've got in my hand on the right at the moment, the combination, or the blended look with the mica powder and the fine holographic glitter. And then I have got the chunky glitter in that hand now as well. And now I'm picking up a pair that are done in the fine holographic glitter. And so whilst all 3 fit that hot pink criteria and sparkly, they do it in different ways. And look, I can tell you now, I'm so happy with these. And, you know, by this stage, I'm just wishing I could go and bang on a door and wake her up and show her. I have to wait until the morning. So, yeah, there they are. And then I've got a little video here for you of them just on the display stand that I put them on for her to choose from. And yeah, I'll show you in a moment some photographs, including one she sent of her wearing some. So thank you always for watching. I appreciate it so much. I'd love to hear any comments or questions you have, and if you want to share, that would be great. Here's a photograph again of all of the pairs I was able to offer her. And here is a photo of her wearing some of those beautiful earrings. And I was so happy when I saw this. So she ended up picking quite a few pairs for different occasions. And I really do feel like it was mission accomplished. So I'm very happy that she came to me with this request. I'm so proud of her volunteering for this amazing organisation, Share the Dignity. I'm glad I live in a time when it isn't taboo to speak about periods, menstruating, and, you know, acknowledging that there are people in our community that are doing it tough, and that we have things that we can do to help. If you ever are in a position that you can help out an organisation like Share the Dignity, I'm going to leave a link. They love volunteers. Their volunteers do a whole range of things, from picking up products to packaging them up to delivering them to their charity partners. And there's organisations all around the world that help uplift women and others in crisis, and it's an exciting thing to be involved with. Thank you again. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.